What's going on, guys? It's your boy John the Liquidator coming back with another video, and it looked like DeWanna Bonner is just some serious hot water with the Sky fan base.
The WNBA hit pause this weekend, not because of a buzzer beater, but because DeWanna Bonner straight up lit the court and the timeline on fire. The Indiana Fever just pulled off a dominant win, but that was just the pre-show. Bonner stepped up, served sass with sniper-level precision, and reminded Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky whose house it really is. If you're rocking with the Fever, comment DB and CC down below.
The Indiana Fever faced off against the Chicago Sky in a blowout victory.
What started as a routine postgame turned into an all-out roast-a-thon. And no, the Fever's win wasn't the climax, it was the trailer. The real feature. Bonner putting Reese and the Sky on blast in real time. This wasn't just sports, it was reality TV meets ESPN, and the reruns are going to hit different. From the very first whistle, you could feel the voltage in the building. The air was thick with expectation, and the Fever came out like they were tired of everyone's doubts. Quick, aggressive, and surgical. Every touch of the ball was a statement.
Not going to be pushed around anymore. Even in the midst of all the talk yesterday, you have a Sophie Cunningham, you have a Natasha Howard, and you have a DeWanna Bonner. There's a level of credibility, there's a level of tough.
And Caitlyn Clark? She didn't just run the offense. She composed a symphony. But the biggest twist of the night? Indiana didn't just match the Sky, they dictated everything. DeWanna Bonner looked like she'd circled this game on her calendar, highlighted it, and scribbled "revenge" in all caps. Angel Reese came in with her usual attitude. Big talk, big gestures. But this time, she ran into a different kind of fire. Not loud, not flashy, just ice-cold execution. Indiana smothered her like a bad rumor. She got her double-double, sure, but it felt like a stat for the box score, not the story.
Carly funked herself with Charlotte Webb after she shared a post last night of
This game belonged to the Fever, and the mood shift was obvious. Bonner and Clark didn't just show up. They owned the place. Every move they made told Angel and the Sky, this isn't your house. As the game wore on, the attention didn't stick to Reese because she was shining. It stuck to her because she was folding. Her usual confidence cracked. Every clunky drive, every missed opportunity, it all chipped away at the facade. The fans noticed, her team noticed, and you better believe Bonner noticed. And she didn't just feed off it, she made it her fuel. It stopped being a game and turned into a message board. And the highlight? Bonner snatching the ball out from under Reese like she was picking pockets in Times Square.
Caitlyn Clark looks like she's going to be the MVP of the league. Angel Reese made a fool out of herself, and we won by 100, and I won. So we're back in the good mode.
She coasted in for the layup, but didn't crack a smile. No celebration, just a stare straight through Reese like glass. Cold, clinical, legendary. Then came the post-game post, casually flexing her performance while tossing a little digital shade at Reese and crew. The timeline didn't just react, it detonated. Knocks it away, cookies, TB, open court, right side, and she lays it in. Reese, left picking up the emotional pieces, wasn't even holding the narrative anymore. The spotlight had swiveled away from her stats and locked onto Bonner's message. This wasn't a win, it was a declaration. A veteran just took center stage and claimed her territory in bold ink.
Much like Donnie Carr, Angel Reese relies on the dramatics to generate attention.
189 points and counting. Bonner got her ovation. Reese strutted into the arena like she owned the storyline. But from the opening minutes, it was obvious this was going to be a pressure cooker. Every touch she got came with bodies. Every dribble came with traps. Indiana's crowd? Ruthless. Bonner? Even worse. There was no daylight, no rhythm, just relentless intensity. Like the Fever had a personal vendetta against her highlight reel. Bonner didn't just play defense. She orchestrated a shutdown. And Clark? She was the steady hand, orchestrating plays while the Sky scrambled to figure out what decade they were in.
DB is somebody that, is a Hall of Famer, like a legend, not only a good basketball player, a great person, a great leader.
What looked like a game on paper turned into a masterclass in dominance and precision. Reese tried to battle back, grabbing boards, diving for scraps. clawing at momentum like a contestant on a rigged game show. But something was clearly off. The usual confidence in her movements, that loud, proud energy she brings to the floor, it looked deflated. Her steps weren't commanding, they were searching. The Fever's game plan was like a heat-seeking missile, and Reese was the target. Bonner? She didn't need to yell. She just moved like a queen in a chess match, locking eyes with Reese after every bucket, every stop, every humiliation. Her message was silent, but deafening. You're not ready.
Kind of pointing fingers at DeWanna Bonner, like, you know what? You shouldn't have shared that. She shouldn't have. She can share what she wanted to share.
Now, allegedly, gotta throw that in because Bonner later deleted it. This is the post she put on X, formerly Twitter. Instead of a typical congrats post, Bonner said, "Chicago needs to get it together." Subtle? Hardly. It was shade with GPS coordinates. People pointed fingers, saying Bonner shouldn't have shared it, that she went too far. But honestly, she said what a lot of folks were thinking. Watch this, bro, watch this. Let's head over to X. That viral spark lit up the internet like a halftime fireworks show gone rogue. Bonner reposted a congrats message. Simple, sweet, until fans noticed the subtext. The very intentional shade hiding in plain sight. It wasn't just celebration. It was a precision strike at the sky and their golden child. In under an hour, that post had dissected threads longer than most college essays. People were zooming in on punctuation, emoji placements, even font choices, trying to decode how much salt was layered into the digital dagger.
And DeWanna Bonner represents the old guard, if you will. Not that she's acted like the old guard or in any of the...
Angel wasn't just facing defeat. She was drowning in a sea of memes. Suddenly, none of it was about points or rebounds or plus-minus ratings. It was about narrative control. And Bonner? She owned the plot. Reese, once the face of swag and defiance, was suddenly the background character in someone else's feature. Standing in the wrong light, looking more confused than confident. Now, let's talk about that fan base. The Angel Reese fan base? Phew, the toxicity level skyrocketed. They were embarrassed. Their star came to Indiana and laid a goose egg. Now granted, yes, she got a double-double, but a goose egg is a goose egg. And I'm telling you, she laid the biggest goose egg on national television. Meanwhile, at the center of the storm, doing absolutely nothing to stir it, was Caitlyn Clark. No antics, no side glances, no fake tough guy moments, just surgical basketball. She ran the floor like a general, calling out screens, firing dimes, and dropping logo threes like she was printing receipts.
Regular season is here, and we have no more time for flirting, folks. We have no more time. It's time to get serious about our business.
While Reese was stuck in emotional quicksand, Clark was writing poetry in motion. Her game wasn't loud, it was lethal. The way she sees plays before they happen. That's not luck, that's legacy in the making. Game 1 of the regular season. 20 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists, a triple-double. The first in WNBA season opener history. No chest thumping, no look-at-me gestures. Just cold-blooded numbers delivered with CO-level composure. The crowd didn't just cheer, they roared. And Bonner, who'd been delivering her own vintage performance, gracefully stepped back and let the sophomore superstar have her spotlight. That's called respecting the moment. The Indiana Fever just played their first game against the Chicago Sky, and folks, it wasn't close. People said it would be a dogfight. They said it'd go down to the wire. Didn't. It was a 40-point blowout. And yes, it was a great game, but only on one side. On the other, total implosion. But the part that made headlines wasn't just the stats. It was what Caitlyn did or didn't do when Angel tried to shift the vibe. Late in the game, Reese hit the floor after a hard foul from Clark and came up heated. Ready for round 2. You could practically see the steam. Clark, she didn't flinch, didn't feed the fire. She turned, walked away, and gave the moment exactly what it deserved. Silence. Angel Reese was pissed. You could see it, jersey untucked, pacing, confused. She knew what had just happened. Knew the sky had been dissected. Knew ESPN was already prepping the highlight reel. But she stayed quiet. Why? Because when you've got the scoreboard and the stat line, you don't need to shout. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for future updates.